Alright guys, welcome back to the Celestial Invitational. My name is D2. With me is Kaldi. We are not the Chinese casters on the screen there. That is Snowkiss in the middle with the two guys flanking here there. I believe that is Shadowy on the left, if I'm not mistaken. One of the players from earlier in the tournament. In any case, he is eliminated, I know that. And for you guys next, we just saw Colento defeat Dog 3-0, surprisingly. And now, yeah, we have Tom in studio going to be playing against Brarose. That is Tom60229. And we will see who's able to come out on top, the man from Taiwan or the man from China. We see his accomplishment there, able to win the Onog and the Azuzrog there, so very, very, very well done by him. By the way, guys, these players have to bring the exact same deck, so we will see how they perform within this time. Looks like we have the combo druid, the mid-range paladin, and the the mid-range shaman coming out from Tom here. What do you think about his choice to bring these decks in the first round here?
I think it's very noteworthy that he's bringing Shaman in round one, something like what Colento was doing, but he's also bringing against Druid and Paladin, which are kind of considered A-class classes. So he's going halfway, bringing what most people would consider the weakest class and two of the strongest classes, and I kind of like that idea.
Right, yeah. Just get the lead with the Druid and the Paladin, and then hopefully you have many chances with the Shaman to take out the victory, and so you're maybe able to just squeak by with that class. Looks like we're going to be looking at Brarose's decks next, and he brought Druid, Paladin, and Warlock. So like you said, that really strong combination of Druid and Paladin. This time he has the Secret Paladin, though, not the mid-range Paladin, and finally going to be that Zulok with the no Dr. Boom, instead going to be having the Sea Giant in there like we saw in the group stages just yesterday, actually. So Brarose, he was able to be successful yesterday with the lineups that he had, and like we mentioned before, the two Chinese qualifiers, just like they did when they qualified for this tournament in the first place, saving the Shaman for the final round, wanting to get as many wins under the belt as possible.
I mean, each round is also a lot of money here. All these players are guaranteed $450. If you win, you get an extra 1250. If you win again, you get an extra 250. So a lot to win, and but also a lot to lose. So maybe these Chinese players are figuring, okay, I could win the first match, but maybe I'm not likely to make the final, so I'll bring the Shaman last. Maybe that's one idea. Maybe another idea is, okay, I'll try to even it out, give myself a good chance to make it through. It's just depending on your expectations. But I think very noteworthy is the Hellfire in the Sui here for Brarose, and that actually might come in handy against a Paladin. But we saw it yesterday, and it did not end up working out for him here. Look at the Mulligan. This is something where it's debatable to keep the Net Juggler. It will be iffy. You absolutely throw away everything else. Tom, spot on keeping the Consecrate. You would actually keep the Consecrate only if you're a mid-range Paladin. You wouldn't keep it if you are a Secret Paladin, because you need to have some aggression going. If you're behind that late in the game, then you're not looking good at all. But I think he should end up not keeping the Juggler. That's at least my opinion on the matter.
Right, Juggler can be a bit weak if you're going against something like the Shielded Mini-Bots. Just going over yesterday's results, Brarose in his first match, he had Druid, Rogue, and Warlock and dropped it to Dog 2-3. And like he said, that Warlock did not work out for him, so he has yet to record a win with his Zulok, and that's going to be a troublesome spot going forward, potentially, if he runs into some trouble here against Tom. And like you said, it's going to be a Paladin mirror, obviously going to be Secret Paladin for Brarose, and the mid-range Paladin for Tom, excuse me. And like you said, the reason why you keep that Consecrate is because you need a way to get back onto the board, and it looks like Brarose is going to be taking the board right away, so that Consecrate is going to be invaluable, yes, but now he's drawn the second one, so that's going to be lowering the kind of strength of his hand overall. Looks like Brarose was able to play out that Knife Juggler to be able, knowing that it's basically impossible for the Paladin to be able to deal with something like that. Obviously, no one's really running something like Argent Lance. And in response, Brarose is going to be playing out this Neutron to get in the way. Also going to be playing out that Avenge so that he can, potentially get a good tempo out of that. On the other hand, Tom does pick up the Muster for Battle. That's actually going to be huge. That's actually going to be huge. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but we'll see where these knives run. and going to be attacking with his face first. Doesn't want that noble sacrifice to come out. Now he realized that it's not, and going to likely be something like Avenge and the Redemption. In fact, He's tested
Noble
for
sacrifice, I guess. Yeah.
He's tested
But
for the first secret not being repentance, but he doesn't know the second secret could be repentance, and he knows it's not competitive spirit. So most likely here it's going to be the redemption and avenge.
I think something noteworthy also is I guess, what if he'd gone for the silly minibot one? But I think the redemption is why he was able to go for that juggler. But Tom is in a lot of trouble. I mean, does he attack here and give the events away and also give him another juggle, another Annoyotron? I
Yeah,
think
I
he
think
can't attack here.
right. I think you just let it go and just pass it over to your opponent's turn. Just too much power that you're creating right now. I mean, you give back the divine shield, and you allow your knife juggler to get one more shot as well, and you make your knife juggler even bigger. So, or the opponent's knife juggler even bigger. But this is going to be very good for Brarose. Going to be able to clear out a lot of this board. And looks like he's even thinking about that trade onto the knife juggler. The thing is, Brarose has a pretty good, obviously he has the board lead right now, even has those two secrets to be able to kind of back him up here, but we see in his hand he has, Doctor 7 and Doctor 8, but not very good on turn 5 coming up. So if Tom can kind of come back here and Brarose has a couple empty turns, then Tom could definitely bring this back.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, this is a strong board, but it's not threatening Tom at all. I mean, he can take 4 damage a few times and be fine. An important thing to note also is, I guess, when it comes to the Secret Paladin versus Midget Paladin, that Midget Paladin just has more options. You don't have as many dead
Ooh.
secrets like the Avenge right here. But it's kind of painful to see something like happened last turn where, huh,
Yeah,
okay.
so, I mean, here's the
But I thought
thing.
he could kill the minibot. I mean, he wants to get the Annoyatron back, doesn't he? Well, I think
Right.
that was a mistake.
Wait, sorry, explain that reasoning again?
I think he wanted to have the Annoyatron alive so he could get it again with the
Uh-huh.
redemption. I mean, if we just look at the scenario again, he attacked the 1-1 into the Shield Minibot. He could kill the Shield Minibot. Tom has 2 1-1s left, and the Annoyatron with redemption just takes care of that easily. But now
Hmm.
things are the other way around, and Tom can first of all kill a 1-1 and give Brarose a 1-1 back instead of giving Brarose a 1-1 with Divine Shield and Taunt. So yeah, a
Right.
misstep from Brarose here. I mean, he
Yeah.
looks like he is regretting it. He did that really, really quickly, and just yeah, he's attacking a 1-1 with. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like he regretted his decision there and had to kind of make it up on the fly to, alleviate that mistake. And this is the trouble with playing Secret Paladin sometimes. Sometimes it's difficult to deal with the secrets, but it's also difficult to kind of predict what your opponent will do to combat your secrets. So sometimes you have the trades that you make to maximize their effect can be pretty difficult, and Brarose might be kind of wilting under the pressure here. Also, Tom, I want to point out he had a really good play last turn, not immediately going for that consecrate. Looked like it could be a pretty good consecrate, but wanted to develop his board a little bit more before he committed to that. And now he actually has a slightly bigger board than last time, and Brarose was unable to develop anything at all. Now Tom with a very difficult decision once again. Does he go for that Sylvanas? Does he go for the consecration now? I feel like he won't commit to the consecration after not doing so, or after not committing to last turn.
Maybe we can at least know what's going to happen if he goes to the Consecrate. The Annoyatron would spawn again, and it have what is it, 2 health. The Sylvanas, though, I don't know about that. I mean, the Muster is perfect here.
Yeah, the
Probably
Muster
the
is
best
pretty good
draw.
here, but we do see that Tom has that Consecrate in hand to be able to deal with this. That's a pretty good option to have in this situation. And yeah, like you said, the Anoitron will be the first thing to come back, even if there's a Consecrate here, because that was the first minion to be played on the board. So we will see what Tom does here. If he commits the Consecrate now, if he attacks first, actually, that could be something to keep in mind. But looks like he's not going to give... I think it's going to be re-avenged too, isn't this Anoitron, I believe. Right, going to
Yeah,
be avenged. So yeah, that's the reason why he wanted to go for the consecrate first, so that this comes back this way. And now he can take care of this with his face and the Sylvanas and make a dude as well. And Braro certainly has a very strong turn with that Doctor Boom next turn, but he'd be facing off against a Sylvanas. And not only that, if even if Tom doesn't steal the Doctor Boom, he has that Outdoor Peacekeeper in tow.
Yeah, Tom now in a commanding lead. I mean, Brarose, he went for the greedy play. He could have killed the Sylvanas, given Tom a 1-1. It's not as aggressive, but it's also not as risky. And he went for the line of play that dies to consecrate, and Tom had double consecrate. So
Ooh, what do you think about this not attacking in with the Sylvanas? Seems like it
I
would
think
be.
it's stronger, way stronger. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, if something like this happens, though, I mean, there's the option now. I think Tom can actually just steal the Doctor Boom, probably attack with the weapon, then attack with Sylvanas into the Nerdtron. Yeah, this is a mistake by Tom. I mean, Tom.
how does he deal the extra damage to his own Sylvanas? I think this is pretty good. He gets a really good chance of getting the Boombots hitting his Sylvanas so that he can just, get the 4 damage from there and steal the Doctor Boom. What were you?
I guess there was the chance of both bombs hitting and killing Sylvanas and giving Tom the
Right.
4-3. I would have just liked to attack in and guaranteed
Oh, right, right.
the steal on the
Almost
Sylvanas, but it's
guarantee. Yeah.
almost, yeah, absolutely. It's a tough call anyhow, and Tom is rewarded here at 15 health. He's in no danger of dying, and
Yeah,
we
even
can the
has that Outlaw
Aldor.
Peacekeeper. I mean, and Braro's hand looks pretty pathetic right here. On the other hand, Braros is going to be able to pick up this Ashbringer, but I mean, in fact, actually, Tom looks like he might not even attack. That could be a kind of a next level play here, whether or not to attack or not. What do you think he should do here?
I don't like attacking. Yeah, I think there's no reason to give him the Ashbringer. Uh, just absolutely starve out Brarose here. Tom is playing this beautifully. I really respect his play, but it's kind of tough to face a mid-range paladin when your opponent has 2 consecrates.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the danger, sort of not attacking into something that has been outdoored is that you do allow them to maybe silence it. But in this case, I don't think Braros wants to silence his own minion. Not to mention that typically silence isn't run these kinds of decks. But Braros is going to be able to clear a decent amount of this board using that Consecrate. Also has the Cog Hammer if he wants to use it, though obviously it would get rid of his Ashbringer, so that could be pretty painful. Looks like he's not going to go for it. And, Tom, he has a much better hand, obviously, but that Ashbringer being able to swing for 5 every turn is pretty problematic. He's going to need another taunt or a heal pretty soon here.
I mean, yeah, it seems like Brarose is just banking on Tom, on basically drawing a divine favor, and then having Tom draw basically no taunts or heals whatsoever, and then he has a small chance. But that's so many ifs, and it's looking like Tom may be running away with this one.
Right, yeah, he does have a pretty massive board here. It looks like he does have lethal on board this next turn, so Braros is going to have to put up that Cog Hammer and get a taunt up, unfortunately for him. Obviously, you don't want to be getting rid of that Ashbringer when you can help it, but yeah, looking at that board, exactly 14 damage, so he's going to have to use the Cog Hammer one way or another. In fact, he could still be dead depending on how these boombots land, but yeah, kind of an awkward situation. 14 health versus 6. I mean, it seems like Brarose is so close to lethal here, but it's just so painful to have to replace your weapon.
Yeah, I mean, one of the bombs goes to face and it's lights out. A tough scenario though for Brarose. I mean, he went for the only play that keeps him alive, and that's just what you gotta do sometimes. I don't see a combination of cards that will actually
Wow, lay
get him
on
out of this, but
hands. So even if
yeah.
Tom doesn't get lethal here, then he has a lay on hands. I think this is all but over. Braros has nothing to get in the way of Tom from here on out, even if he doesn't get lethal. Does he get lethal, though? That is
He
going to be
does.
enough,
So,
actually.
oof, oof,
Doesn't
oof.
even need it. Tom is going to be able to take the game, and now he's up 1-0 in this best-of-5 series. Reminder, everyone, that this is single elimination. You lose and you're out. No more counting game scores. No more worrying about 2-3s or 1-3s. Whoever wins these series is moving on to the semifinals, unlike the group stages. So every single game here is absolutely super important.
Yeah, no question. But I mean, Tom looking very composed, very buff, very ready to be taking this whole series. Whereas Brarose looks like he's doubting his life choices here. Really disappointed about the last game. I mean, you can't be disappointed though in something like this. I think even here, like people were keeping Mysterious Challenger initially, but now generally people are running Tyrion and Dr. Boom. This is just straight out of out of the Temple Stone
So
meta snapshot, which you should absolutely check out if you haven't. But the idea behind this deck here, though, is you have only, I believe, yeah, you only have two Noble Sacrifice double events, and the rest of the secrets you have one of. So the second Mystery Challenge is going to get maybe one secret out of it. So
right.
when you had the 14 plus secrets, you could be keeping, or 12 plus secrets, sorry, you could be keeping a Mysterious Challenger with a coin, but after you change it up to a, what would that be, seven secret?
Just put all 14 in there, Caldi. Just eye
The
for an
seven
eye,
secret
sacred
version.
trial. Just go for it all. You'll be fine. Um, but
Exactly, okay, but I guess if you only have seven secrets, you generally don't want to keep the mystery challenger. Because what if you draw the second one, or what if you draw more secrets? You want to have fill the mini bot. You want to have a sort of battle instead.
yeah, definitely. That's like you say, the danger of keeping that mysterious challenger in hand. Obviously, it in a vacuum, it seems like going coin mysterious challenger into mysterious challenger would be a good play, but obviously that's not going to be helping out Brarose too much. And like you said, there's going to be not that many secrets remaining once he does that. And having kept that mysterious challenger now, he doesn't have the greatest set of plays right here. Has Cog Hammer, which buffs a minion, has a Blessing of Kings, which buffs minions, and has that Redemption, which is not helpful when all you can do is spawn a hero power. So just gonna go with the Cog Hammer, and it gets immediately Harrison Jones. So Tom in a commanding lead right now, something you don't often see when it's the Secret Paladin versus the Druid.
I mean, yeah, Brarose just looks devastated here. I don't know what he could do at this point. This is just as bad as he gets, really. He has a bad hand here with the Paladin. On top of that, Tom is drawing like a god. I mean,
Ooh.
Sylvanas on top of that. What can he do here, honestly? No, even Blessing of
Yeah.
Kings isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? I mean, having something like a shielded mini bot with the redemption is usually pretty good because you don't want to be taking damage, so you have to kill it. But once you kill it, it comes right back and does a lot of damage. But Tom says, I don't care. I'm just going to go face because I'm the aggressor now.
No question about that. I mean, also, Brarose, was he thinking that the Liviniba will be killed before he plays the Mysterious Challenger? Because if you're planning on playing the Mysterious Challenger, uh, you won't get the redemption.
Right.
So you basically lose a secret unless he's only running one, which is, I think, the more likely scenario. Another idea would be maybe he's trying to get rid of the secret so he get a better divine favor later on. But I mean,
Yeah.
this is just likely to turn out really badly here
I
for
think he was. I
Brarose.
think he was thinking that if on the off chance his mini bot gets redempted or redeemed, then he will get that extra secret. But he also has a second mysterious challenger in hand, and most likely he's going to be playing that as well. So maybe that's a way he can get the second redemption out of his hand. Looks like the mysterious challenger is the one to get avenged or get the avenge buff there. And as Tom, can you make it so that your Sylvanas takes this mysterious challenger? Obviously, you can swipe and run your Sylvanas straight into it, but that would turn it into a 9-2, and so not the best situation. And well, looks like he is going to go for that. Doesn't want to take too much damage from this mysterious challenger, and yeah, not looking too great for Brarose here.
He goes for the swipe. What does he follow this up with? Innovates out. Is that a keeper?
Yeah, innovate. Looks like yeah, the Shredder.
Stutter. Alright.
So the Shredder does get Repentance, but one of the better options to get Repented if you are the one playing that card, obviously, because it just comes back, right? And the more important thing is that it has two bodies. Brarose, under so much pressure that he can't even use his second Mysterious Challenger, has to go for that Consecrate. And as we see the Bone Guard Lieutenant come out of that Shredder, won't even die to this Noble Sacrifice if there's a hero power first. And this is looking, again, really bad for Brarose. What are the two secrets out right now? I guess Competitive Spirit and the Noble Sacrifice he just played.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, some look at that for Browse. The Consecrate was so clutch; it kept him in the game. He's way behind, but I mean, we also just look at the amount of damage here for Tom. I mean, if he goes, I mean, he has what is it? Direct damage, 8 direct damage plus 6 from the Feral Spirits. So I think I really like his play here of attacking and first getting the 3/3 Lieutenant.
Yeah, the
If
Treants
we,
there.
if
That would be
yeah, I
crazy if
mean,
he had charging feral spirits. I would like that card, but yeah, it looks like
uh,
it's going to be all but over here. I don't think there's any more noble sacrifices. So yeah, Tom can just go straight 7 damage to the face. Has the swipe, also has the force of nature. So yeah, that is going to be it. I believe. Yep, 7 plus 6 is greater than 12. Math confirmed. And Tom is going to take a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. Brarose is devastated. Look at him in that booth. On the other hand, Tom, cool and collected, very experienced player, having won 2 championships already at lands.
you can't be putting all this emotion into the game because it will just hurt you. You have to be treating this like just another ladder game. This is just another Secret Paladin versus Druid. You know, have to know. Okay, I'm gonna draw that in about one game in 10, completely dead. This was one of those 10 games. I'll just move on. I won't think of this as, oh, this is $2,500 on the line. If you start thinking about the money, it's the same thing as in poker. If you think about the money, it just gets in the way. You just have to keep playing and not think about the stakes. But I mean, the thing is though, Tom does still have to win with his shaman, and we're seeing the I guess the players here with the quote unquote weaker lineup do better. I mean, we saw Colento win with Rogue and Shaman and Mage, and now Tom has the Shaman as well, and he's 2-0 up. But this is not over by any means, though. I mean, Tom can definitely lose 3 times in a row here with the Shaman, and I think Brarose isn't out of this, and he must realize that. But yeah, Totem Golem into into Trog, it's not too bad. I mean, the Abuse Judgment is going to punish this, though.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, it's not over until it's over because of the shaman that Tom has in his hand right here, or in his, arsenal. The only deck that's left. I mean, that's what we talked about coming into this, right? Tom, he has the 2 strong decks in the Druid and the Paladin, and like, we expected, they got out of there pretty scot-free, had 2 pretty easy games, but has to win with his Shaman still. And this is not the greatest lineup, or the greatest matchup, excuse me, going against this Druid. And looks like Brarose. Yeah, I would imagine you want to do that trade there because 1 Feral Spirit and Tom gets a great trade on your Voidwalker.
Yeah, probably gonna be the defender here in this game. I mean, as Tom has the lava burst, he has the Doomhammer. Doomhammer can be used for trades, but it's not really that efficient. It's okay, I guess, against Sue, but versus Browse is Mal'Ganis and Browse is Sea Giant and Browse is Doctor Boom. I feel like the longer the game goes, the better it's gonna be for Browse.
Yeah, exactly. He has the hero power that can sustain his hand, whereas Tom might be running out of cards. I do believe Tom has a bit of a mid-rangey deck. He obviously has those tunnel trucks, but I think obviously we see the zombie chow in there, but I think he has 1 Doomhammer and 2 Fire Elementals, as well as an Alakir, if I'm remembering correctly. So not going to be super all in is Tom, but I mean, even when this was mid-range Shaman against the Zulok back in the day, this was a matchup that did favor the Zulok, and since that time, Zulok has only gotten stronger. So, regardless of what type of Shaman or what kind of tech cards Tom has put in here, it's probably going to be favoring Brarose no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about going for the Feral Spirits over the Totem Golem Zombie Chow here? I felt like the Totem Golem Zombie Chow was more appealing because you could go for.
Ooh, rolls a 2. That is very devastating. Yeah, I do see what you're saying. I think he's maybe thinking about the possibility of having, being able to trade up with that Flame Tongue Totem, and also this scenario here where he has the 2 mana to play that Totem Golem. So ends up working out in the end for him as far as mana wise. Next turn he can go for Feral Spirit and Zombie Chow since he is going to be at 4 mana, overloaded for 1. 5 minus 1 to 4. So yeah, going to be looking okay for Tom here. Obviously, though, Braro is going to be having the stronger hero power.
I guess here what I was saying is if you go for the Totem Golem on Bichar line, you get that out. You get more power out earlier, and you can
Right,
also
right.
go for the Feral Spirit after that because the taunt isn't really going to be that efficient. But the Sweater is pretty spot on here. I think
Yeah,
there's also
definitely.
some merit to the Flame Tongue, but to kill the Imgang boss.
Yeah, a lot of things that Tom can do here between that, the Flame Tongue Totem making his minions bigger and being able to get better trades, but that isn't too mana efficient, unfortunately. Also, like you said, can go for the Shredder, can also go for these Feral Spirits and Zombie Chow and put the Shredder in on the following turn, since he will have 4 mana if he goes for that double overload. But yeah, Tom with an interesting decision here. He could go for any number of plays in the situation. Obviously on the side of Brarose, wanting to get out that Sea Giant as quickly as possible, though Tom does have the answer in that Hex. So yeah, we will see what Tom goes for here. Going to the rope, finally going to play the Shredder is going to be the most power that he can put on the board. And just going to trade for the 1/1 there and go with the face for that Totem Golem.
That looked pretty perfect to me. I think there's no merit to anything else in this case.
Right.
Really liking Tom's play today. I feel like he's on point here. Guess the Mortal Coil is not going to be the strongest. I feel like you have to go for the Sea Giant here. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, he can't possibly he can't possibly attack with the
Yeah,
in-game boss.
he could have attacked with either the in-game boss or the Haunted Creeper to make more minions on the board, and then possibly use his Sea Giant and his Mortal Coil on the same turn. Another thing he could have done is actually go for not the Mortal Coil, but a 1-drop, and essentially get that on the board for quote-unquote free, because the Sea Giant would cost less in that instance. So a lot of interesting mechanics with that Sea Giant, obviously. Now, Tom has to Hex here, so that kind of limits the amount of mana he can use, but after the Hex, he is going to be having a bigger board, so looking kind of okay for Tom, but again, the elephant in the room is that superior hero power for Brarose.
Yeah, no question about that. I mean, but this looks to be, me at least, to be the most exciting game of the day here. We have the Hex come down. What do you think about the idea possibly of going face with both the minions and then hexing afterwards?
Yeah, I thought that might be what he's going for, but I suppose that Hex could be a bit of a nuisance in the future. If you have that, little froggy in the way, preventing you from making good trades. So a bit of a safe play here from Tom, not wanting that Hex to be in the way in the future, because obviously there's a very high chance of these Feral Spirits getting just knocked out on this turn. So yeah, doesn't want to have to commit later on, just going for the safe play. And I kind of I can respect that.
What do you think about Owl Implosion here?
Owl Implosion.
I kind of like that actually, but it's still, we have to be a bit mindful now. If you're also 4, he may just be going too far,
You're never gonna run a 4, roll a 4. This isn't Six of Plague. Unfortunately, Brarose cannot make the 4 implosion happen. Again, it's going to be a 2, and that's really painful in this situation. He needs all of the luck that he can get down 0-2 in this series, but just can't seem to buy a break here.
I mean, yeah, if we look at the scenario though, now,
if Tom
Brarose
can
really can't,
if Tom can
yeah,
top deck a Lightning Storm here, sorry for cutting you off. What are you gonna say?
no worries, but I feel like, Brarose can't really proc his egg, and what if Tom possibly just goes face here?
Yeah, looks like he is going to go face here, and that's going to be 9 hitting Brarose's face, which means he pretty much can't tap anymore. He can tap. Well, if he taps once, we know that he's dead to the Fire Elemental. But just looking from Brarose's point of view, he can only tap once for the rest of this game. So very interesting play by Tom, just putting the pressure on.
He also can't clear. I mean, he has 6 damage, and he'll need 7 to clear here without. So he will basically need a Doomsayer here from the Palde Sweater, or he is going to be out of the tournament.
Yeah. Wait, are you sure he can't? Yeah, he can't clear. Yeah, he can't clear without tapping. You're right. So he's going to tap, which means no matter what he does here, he's going to die. Not even the Doomsayer will save him, and we're going to be seeing another 3-0.
I mean, yeah, Tom just dominating here. We see the second time in a row here. The Shaman player pulls it through, and another thing. I mean, Tom. Okay, he does.
Oh no.
He did get the Shaman out of the way, but he also can't use the Druid and the Paladin now, and that may be efficient here, but yeah. Oof.
Brarose can't even deal with that Ancient Watchman, and just a simple hero power would have been it for Tom. He's going to take the series 3-0, our second 3-0 of the day. We had maybe 1 or 2 3-0s the entirety of the group stages. 6 matches a day over 4 days. All of them went 3-1s, 3-2s, typically 3-2s. But now we're just having these beatdowns. First by Colento and now by Tom. But maybe just Group C is too strong. Was that Group C, Tom and Colento? Getting my groups mixed up.
It was, yeah. It sure was. But I mean, Okay, so we had 24 best of fives in the group stages. Only one of them went 3-0. That was Eloise against Jasia. But yeah, I mean, most of the games were actually going to 3-2. We had the first 4 matches yesterday go to 3-2. So, I mean, 3-0, 3-0, that is not what we were expecting.